Hey guys, Mandy here. I am complex. I really want to share with you the book I just read because I love it, and I have I don't know why, but whenever I read a good book, I just want like the whole world to know about it. I want everybody to love the book. I think I'm like that with everything. When I find like a super good drink or a super good I don't know, new restaurant or whatever, or new health craze, I'm like, the whole world needs to back me up on this. But I'm definitely like that with books. I just want everybody to love what I love. I'm weird. Anyways, so I am trying to do a review of a really great book I just read, but it's difficult, so you'll get my flusteredness. I've tried to sit down and do this a couple of times, but I keep sounding like a weirdo, and I'm like, oh, this isn't going to make sense to anybody, so just stick with me. I have done book reviews before, and I've even had people tell me, ooh, that sounds good, and they picked up the book too, so I know I can do a good review. This book was a very interesting tale. It was a very different read than I've ever read before, and I will tell you why in a moment. I don't mean like it was a very fluent read. It read very well. It wasn't like a hard read, but it just was different. So this is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. It was such a beautiful book, and I actually just realized that Leslye Walton, this was her first novel. Like, this was her first book, and it's so good. She has another book coming out in March, and I'm super excited. I've already got it circled on my calendar. Like, I will definitely be adding that to my collection to be read. But this book was really just, it's going to stick with me for a long time. Sorrows. I'm not giving away any spoilers. It says right in the title, so you know there is a lot of sadness in this book. There's also a lot of love, and there's also a lot of finding themselves. I notice that I am drawn to books like that. Books where the character is trying to find themselves, trying to wanting to know more, because I feel myself, I have no idea. I have no idea what I want, what I need, what I'm supposed to be doing here. Like, just so much questions that I'll never have answers to. So I've been reading a lot of books like that. This book starts off, the prologue, you meet Ava right away. But then it goes into her grandmother. We meet her grandmother and her troubles with love and her life with her family. And then she has her first daughter, her only daughter, yes, and which is Ava's mother. And so then you meet her and her struggles with love and how she grew up and how she dealt with her mother's coldness. And then we meet Ava. And she is born with wings, and that's why this, I think I said, this book was hard to explain, because it's just so different. Ava was born with wings, and you know, they never really get answers to why, but she just doesn't understand. The doctor told her mother that, you know, there was nothing they could do because the wings were just a part of her, just like an essential organ to us. They just needed to be, and they couldn't do anything. So her mother chose to kind of just keep her and her brother. She is a twin. You'll meet Henry, who is an amazing character himself. Her mother kind of keeps them safe in their house and homeschools, and, you know, doesn't really let them go out, and they don't really have a lot of friends. And she feels like that's the best thing, but is it the best thing? Just so much happened in this book. It was beautiful, heartbreaking, and just crazy things happened, like one of the characters just turning into a bird, and like Ava's grandmother was very in tune to the world, and she could she would see signs in everything's like a certain bird call would mean love was coming, and Ava's mom had a very heightened sense of smell, and she could smell like sadness on someone and anger and stuff like that. It was a really interesting read. I'm probably not giving it justice because it's hard to kind of give a good description of it without giving too much away, because like I said, so much just happened and intertwined, and every character played a part in the story, and the writing was just so beautiful. And I really truly loved how when you met a character, you got a little taste of their personality and like what happened to them in the past. Like you'd meet a character and it would jump for a second to just a time in their life when something random would happen, but that would make them who they were, you know? And so it was like important to know, and I loved it. I really couldn't put this book down, and as much as sometimes, you know, I'd only read a chapter or two, so much would happen that I would feel so accomplished, and I'd be like, whew, can't wait to pick that up again. So I just want to leave you with the prologue, because I feel like this, I got this book because of the cover. I am one of those people who for books, I not like this with people, but with books, I definitely judge a book by its cover. For me, how I pick out a book, unless it's been, you know, through Owl Crate or Fairy Loot or something, I will honestly go to chapters and just walk up and down the aisles, and I will just see like, ooh, look at the color of that book, or look at the picture on that book, and read the synopsis, and if it's good, I grab it. So I had grabbed this book, and it had been sitting in my, and I know at the time I read the back and was like, oh, that sounds interesting. A girl born with wings and trying to find out who she is and how she's the way she is. That sounds interesting. But, you know, I put it down, read a bunch of books, and then kind of forgot about it. So when I came to it recently and I picked it up, I kind of jumped in blind. I couldn't remember what it was about. And when I read the prologue, the first little blurb, I was just drawn right in. So I'm going to read that to you. I'll leave you with this. So, to many, I was a myth incarnate, the embodiment of a most superb legend, a fairy tale. Some considered me a monster, a mutation. To my great misfortune, I was once mistaken for an angel. To my mother, I was everything. To my father, nothing at all. To my grandmother, I was a daily reminder of love's long lost. But I knew the truth, deep down anyway. I always did. I was just a girl. I don't know why when I read that I was just like, and I just had to know. And I think you will too. So grab this book. It's really good. If you do read it, or if you have read it, let me know in the comments. I love talking about books, so let me know what you're reading and if you're going to pick this one up. Talk to you again soon. Bye for now.